Hare Krishna. Following Srila Prabhupada's instructions, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj arrived in Bhubaneswar in 1974. Soon after, small deities of Gour Nitai came to take service from Srila Gurudev. Then in February 1977, Srila Prabhupada arrived to lay the foundation stone of the Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir. A few months later, during Kartik, Srila Prabhupada entered his unmanifest disappearance Leela in Vrindavan Dham. Gurudev began spreading the teachings of his Guru and our Parampara Bani in Odisha. As more people listened to Gurudev's captivating Harikatha, many became his aspiring disciples and started serving in the ashram. Although Gurudev had not yet officially become a Guru in ISKCON, his followers considered him their Guru and awaited the time when he would formally initiate them. At that time, the temple had not yet been constructed, and Gurudev lived in a hut that he built with his own hands. Gurudev celebrated all the festivals of ISKCON, including the appearance days of Lord and the Acharyas, with great devotion and splendor. One day, his followers approached Srila Gurudev and said, "Gurudev, we also want to celebrate your Vyasa Puja." Gurudev responded, "I have not officially become a Guru yet, so how can you celebrate my Vyasa Puja?" But the senior devotees insisted, saying, "Gurudev, you are the God of our hearts, our Guru, and you have accepted us as your disciples. How can you stop us from performing Vyasa Puja for you?" Thus Gurudev's Vyasa Puja began. This event took place around 1980-81. At that time, Srila Gurudev's senior disciple, His Grace Shankar Pandit Prabhu, was studying in his village. Whenever he could, he would visit Bhubaneswar for Gurudev's darshan. On one such occasion, Gurudev's personal servant Sadhu Prabhu informed him that Gurudev's Vyasa Puja was the next day and encouraged him to stay. Shankar Pandit Prabhu stayed and witnessed his Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, a day he considered the most fortunate of his life. During Gurudev's Vyasa Puja in 2023, Shankar Pandit Prabhu shared the story of his first Vyasa Puja experience, recounting a wonderful and lesser-known Leela of Srila Gurudev. After offering flowers at Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, some senior devotees, particularly Sachinandan Prabhu, requested Srila Gurudev to share his life story. They said, "Gurudev, you always glorify Srila Prabhupada, narrate Harikatha and honor our Parampara Acharyas during every puja. But we know little about your life. Where were you born? Who are your parents? And what is your Leela?" Gurudev humbly replied, "What would I tell about myself? If you wish, I will share some things in due course." That day, for the first time, Gurudev revealed his life story to his devotees. He shared that he was born in Jagannathpur village in Jagatsinghpur, Odisha. His father's name was Ishwar Chandra Mani and his mother's name was Pata Mahadevi. He was his father's first child and was named Brajabandhu Manik. He had a younger brother named Kripasindhu Manik and a sister named Subhadra. After briefly speaking about his childhood, his parents and his early life in Gadaigiri, Gurudev narrated the divine Leela of Gopal. He described how Lord Gopal came from Vrindavan and how daily readings of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita as well as Kirtans were held in front of Gopalji in the temple and how he participated in them every day. Gurudev's love for Gopal was profound. Gurudev then recounted his education, his job, and eventually his renunciation. He shared how after leaving home, he travelled to Rishikesh and then to Badrinath Dham to have darshan of Lord Badri Vishal. One evening, while wandering in the Himalayas, it started raining. He sought shelter in a sadhu's hut. However, the sadhu's hut was too small, so the sadhu directed him to another nearby hut that was in a dilapidated condition. There was no door in that hut and the roof was full of holes. Despite the hut's poor condition, Gurudev settled inside. Gurudev was a Paribrajak Acharya Sadhu, a travelling saint. So he had with him a bag, one umbrella, one torchlight, and a kamandalu, water pot. He opened his umbrella to shield himself from the rain and began chanting Harinam sitting inside the hut. After some time, a large and dangerous python entered the hut. The snake was so enormous that it could easily swallow a man. It had large eyes and a long flickering tongue. It swiftly approached Gurudev and stopped right in front of him. An ordinary person would have been terrified, but Gurudev remained calm and greeted the snake with folded hands, saying, "O King of Serpents, this is your domain, your area. This is Lord Badrinath's abode, and you are his servant. What is your wish? Why have you come to me? I am a wandering sadhu here to perform bhajan of Lord Krishna. Why do you approach me?" Gurudev in his unique style laughingly was telling this. Then Gurudev continued chanting Harinam loudly. The massive snake stood there for about an hour and a half before it finally turned and left the hut the same way it had entered. Gurudev explained that from there he travelled to Ayodhya, Mathura, and finally to Vrindavan, where he found his Guru. He then narrated his arrival in Bhubaneswar and Srila Prabhupada's stay there. The devotees were overjoyed to hear this divine story from Gurudev, feeling that their Vyasa Puja celebration was truly blessed. In the Ante Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a pastime of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Thakur Haridas was chanting 3 lakh names of Lord daily. At that time he was living in a cave and doing his bhajan. People from nearby village always comes there for his darshan. But in that cave a very poisonous snake was also residing. The snake's presence made the cave environment toxic, and even the air was filled with poison, making it impossible for an ordinary person to stay there. Haridas Thakur, however, was unaffected by the snake as he was absorbed in chanting the divine name of God. When the devotees could no longer bear the deprivation of his darshan and kirtan, they prayed to Haridas Thakur to leave the cave as a snake is residing there. Haridas Thakur was unaware of the snake's presence, but he agreed to leave if it was causing discomfort to others. He declared that from the next day either he or the snake would remain in the cave. As soon as he said this, the large snake emerged from the cave and left without harming anyone. Witnessing this miracle, everyone's faith in Haridas Thakur and the divine name grew even stronger. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvatra mai pasyati." The one who has devotion sees me everywhere. The Acharya teaches us the practical application of this verse. A devotee with pure devotion sees God in everything and everyone, and therefore he has no fear. Gurudev saw Lord Krishna even in the form of the python, which is why he remained unafraid and continued his bhajan. While it may be difficult for us to achieve this level of devotion, we can strive to understand and apply the teachings of Gurudev imparted through his extraordinary Leela. In doing so, we too can progress on the path of pure devotion. We are grateful to Shankar Pandit Prabhu for bringing this Leela of Gurudev to the public's attention. We look forward to sharing more such Leelas of Gurudev in the future. Hare Krishna.